Yeah, we have a bright future, Fabrice told us, and that's also true for classifieds. It's not so easy to get back now, to business. Actually, I'm very delighted to see so many of you and also so many familiar faces here. I'm Martin Enderle, Chief Executive of the Scout24 Group, and I'm very pleased to present to you today how we are getting closer to the transaction in our business. I hope that you're not all here for getting the latest scoop on the transaction of Scout24, which is rumored in the press, of course, over the last months. So, well, I have to disappoint you. What I'm here for is actually to talk about the transaction of our customers in buying cars and real estate. So, look at this. This is German classifieds market. Basically, it's the underlying market, the real estate market, and the used car and services spent in Germany, which is, as you see, is well over 200 billion euros in size. And our clients, the real estate agents, the car dealers, may also make more than 10 billion euros in revenue. And they spend well over 1 billion euro in marketing. And at the end, the whole classifieds market in Germany in real estate and cars is less than €500 million. So while we basically facilitate the business, so Scout alone on our platform, I think we intermediate goods of more than 100 billion euro each year, we only get a crumb of the cake. And the question is, of course, how do we get more out of that cake? Today, we are a leading platform for promoting and searching real estate and cars on the internet. That's the whole value chain in our industry, from the consumer side on top and the business side below. And as I said, today we are an indispensable tool in searching and promoting cars and real estate on the internet. But of course, it doesn't stop there. So from a consumer perspective, of course, if you want to buy a used car, then you inform yourself, you search on the platform, then you go to the dealer, you drive the car, and eventually you buy it, and you use credit or you use leasing, and then the more expensive part starts, after sales services, inspection, tires, whatever. That's the most expensive thing. That's the whole value chain. Same, of course, is true for the business side. Let's say real estate agents, they have to acquire the objects, they have to promote them, they have to manage their clients, and then again, at the end, they have to build on their brand and their image in order to acquire the next objects. So it's also a full value chain. And basically what we are doing is we are offering services along this whole value chain on the consumer and on the business side. And what we see is that our users increasingly use those services online. The key underlying trend is that everything that can be digital in our industry will be digital, and we see that. And this accelerates. And this acceleration of the digitalization of our industry, that creates a massive opportunity. So, with that, basically what is our strategy? It's becoming a standard platform in that industry, where the transaction is facilitated. This, as I said, leads to a massive opportunity in revenue, because all of those segments, and I go into that in a minute, like mortgage financing, these are not only segments, these are markets which are multi-billion in size itself. Yeah. So by becoming that standard platform, we create massive revenue opportunity. We, of course, increase the barriers of entry for competition. And we are getting closer to the transaction. That's basically, as I have shown you, this is basically facilitating the whole transaction around cars and real estate in that industry. So now let me give you 2 examples how we do it and why this is so interesting. This is basically mortgage financing in Germany. The mortgage intermediation market in Germany is not very mature yet, so it's a very small portion is online. But of course, the size of mortgage intermediation in Germany is more than 1 billion euros in size. And this is a market which has a lot of friction. It's like, to the banks, we still send faxes. But of course, we generate online leads, so we have to transform them into faxes. And this market, so with that friction, is really ripe for digitalization. And by doing this digitalization, we can eat into that cake. And as of today, we are the leading mortgage comparison platform in Germany, just because the people are searching on our platform for real estate. So we generate most of that leads, and that's basically a good basis in order to eat more into that cake of mortgage intermediation. Let me give you another example, which is even closer to a transaction. The example is called Easy Auto Sale, which is a model that you could compare in the UK with We Buy Any Car. So we started that in Germany. And for the consumer, it means you can sell your car within 5 days without any hassle, right? For us, it means we make by factors more money for a sold car than in our classical listing model. And how do we do that? We do that by facilitating the whole transaction digitally. So the only thing that is not digital in that process is the pickup of a car, which is, I think, will also stay offline, and the transfer of the money, which may go into online later. But that's the only two things that are offline. Everything else is fully digitally facilitated. And that creates for us an opportunity, which is by factors bigger than our classical listing business. And to show you the effect and the opportunity of those kind of examples, let's just have a look on what we do today. Today, basically, we are sending interested contacts to our dealers and to our agents. And for those interested contacts, we get money. Yeah? So these kind of contacts have value, more than a mere page impression, of course. Now, if you look at the mortgage financing part that I have shown you, there we create qualified leads. Yeah? Much more data, much closer, and these qualified leads give us revenue per lead, which is by factors higher than the interested contact. If you look at Easy Auto Sale, at Easy Auto Sale, we have a contracted lead. Yeah? It's so close that a dealer can say, I want this car, and then it's basically a contract. So it's a contracted lead, which is, of course, quality-wise, even deeper and closer to transaction. And that gives us value per lead, which is, again, by factors higher than the qualified lead. And now imagine if we were at the transaction business, like other models, of course, are. Just imagine we are in a transaction business in real estate and cars, multi-hundred billion euro markets in size. Just do the maths. With that, I'm very sure that we will not have a crumb of a cake in the future, but we will have a fair slice of that cake. And with that, I would like to thank you for your attention.